Okay, hey everybody. This is Carl Sheffield. I'm a product manager in the user success and evangelism team here at Skuid. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to connect to data and then surface it on a page. So let's get started. The first place I want to start is just to show you guys the end product here. It's just a really simple page. It has a table component with a title. Account list table is the title, and then we've got a series of columns here, and that's what we're going to be shooting for in this video. So the next thing we want to do is go ahead and get to Skuid Central. I'm going to start from the Salesforce login page, so I'm going to click login here, and then what I'm going to do once I get logged in, I'm going to go to the app launcher and click that. And then I'm going to pick Skuid Central from the app launcher. Once there, I'm going to click on the Skuid Central tab, make sure I'm there. So this is the place where we're going to focus most of our efforts. This is going to be the starting point. So to create a page, we're going to click the Create button here and let that spin up. And we want to give the page a name. I'm just going to give it a really simple name, Account List 01. Use that, and then all of the defaults I'm going to take right here. So I'm going to keep the API version. I'm going to start with a blank page, and then I'll just click Create Page here. Now, once we get into the Skuid App Composer, what I'm going to want to do is just give you guys a review of the components or the portions of the Skuid App Composer. There's a top half and a bottom half. The top half is what we call the palette. That is split into two parts. The left side is the elements pane, and then the right side is the properties pane. The properties pane will change quite a bit depending on what is in focus. And then the bottom half is the canvas. This is where things become visible in the rendered page. All right, so that's our Skuid App Composer components. The next thing we want to do is create a model. So to do that, we're going to go over to the Elements pane, and we're going to click the Models tab. From here, we've got a Models list. There's nothing in the list now, but we're going to fix that really quickly. We're going to click the plus button here to add a model. Now, when we add a model, let's just take a look and see what happened. First of all, a new model was added in the list, and then it has some properties over here that all get defaulted when the model is created. The next step is we're going to change some of those properties. We're going to first just change the model ID to something that's unique and descriptive, Account List 01. So it's really good to name your models in a descriptive way, make sure they're unique, because in complex Skuid pages, you may have lots of models, and you want to name them in a way that explains what they do, because that's going to help with not only building the pages and apps, but also supporting them later. So we've got our model ID, Account List 01. We're going to have our data source type be Salesforce, and the Salesforce is also the data source. And now for the Salesforce object name, I'm just going to click the drop down. I'm going to find Account here. The rest of the properties we're going to take as defaults. Query on page load is checked. Max records are 20. That's good. And then we're just going to take the rest of the defaults here. So now that we have that, we can look at our model list over in the Elements pane. You can see that there's just one model, and it looks like this. Let's go ahead and save this page the way it is, and then move to the next step, which would be adding fields to the model. Depending on the object you have, when you click the Fields node underneath the model, you get to choose the different fields that are available. For this, we're using the account object in Salesforce. So we have all the fields that are available on the account object in Salesforce. We're just going to select a few for this exercise. We're going to select account description, account ID, account name, account type, some in here, and then industry. Let me go down here and scroll to industry. Now that we have these selected, I'm going to click Save again, and we've got a model with some fields now. From here, we have been able to connect to data. Now the next big step is to be able to surface that data into a page. So to do that, what we're going to do is add a table component to the canvas. So I'm going to go over to the Elements pane and click the Components tab here, and I'm going to go find the table component. There it is right here. I've clicked on it. Now what I'm going to do is click, hold, and drag to the canvas, and then when my drop zone becomes available, I'm going to let go, and that's how you add a component to the canvas. So from here, what we need to do is just take a look at the component properties. First thing we'll see is the properties area here changed because we have focus on the table, and that properties is going to give us a chance to control what we want to see in the page based on that table. So the biggest thing we want to look at here is the title property, and I'm going to give that page, the Skuid table, a nice name like count list table. Then I'm going to just peruse through the other basic properties here, and I will just take all those defaults the way they are, and I'll take a moment to click Save. Okay, so we've got a connection to our data. We've got a table component in the canvas. The last thing we want to do is add fields to the component. To do that, we're going to click the Add Fields button, and then we're going to pick Model Fields. What this is going to do is going to launch our Add Fields dialog. In this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in a specific order. I'm going to start with account ID and then name, type. I'm going to leave industry off this time, and then I'm going to add account description here. Once I've chosen those fields in order, I'll click Apply, and we'll see what happens. Those columns are added to the table component, and they're added in the order in which I clicked. Now, if you might have ordered them differently, you can grab one of the columns, you can move them around in the component so that they are rearranged easily. I like the way this arrangement is, so I'm going to click Save, and then I'm going to click Preview. We're going to finish up our exercise by looking at the rendered page. That's pretty close to what we wanted. We wanted to access data, and then we wanted to surface that data on a page. And that's it for now. We'll continue in other videos. Thanks a lot.